Hi folks, just going to do a quick wee guide for this week's assignments to be due in for 6 o'clock on Sunday. Question 1 is multiplying out the brackets. So you've got two sets of brackets. There's two things in this one and there's three things in this one. So remember, you want to multiply out that times that, 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 and that times that. And just be careful with your powers. For the second question, factorising, part A, you've got two terms, and in your two terms, is there a common factor? If there is a common factor, you want it outside the brackets with stuff inside. Alright, remember it's the highest common factor that goes outside. In part B, you've got three terms. Is there a common factor? Check that. If not, is there a difference of two squares? If not, then it looks as if you're doing your trinomial. So you need two sets of brackets, and when you fill in the terms inside the brackets, you need to check, do your smiles, when you times those things together, do they give you that middle term? The first thing should multiply to give you this thing, and the last thing should multiply to give you this thing. So that's factorising a trinomial, we think. Question 3. You've got a triangle, PQR, and you've got to find the angle PQR. So that's the diagram. You've got to get the angle PQR. That means the angle's in the middle of PQR at Q. Now, do you have any other angles information? Nope. So if you tried to do sine rule, A over sine A equals B over sine B, and so on, would you be able to fill out a whole fraction? Well, you wouldn't have any of the angles, so no. So then you're thinking of your other rule. So if the sine rule doesn't work, think of the other rule. And it's for that angle. So the other type of rule, the cosine rule, has got two different forms. You've got the type for the side, and you've got the type for the angle. If you have a wee look at your notes, or if you have a look at any past papers in your formula sheet, you'll see the different formulas for that. So that's for part A. For part B, you have to get the area of the field. Now, the area of a triangle, the only thing that we've done in S3 for areas of triangles is the trig version. And if you are working out the area of a triangle, then your formula starts with area equals, and it's something to do with your A's, your B's, and possibly sine. Okay, so check it out. You would maybe need your answer for part A to help you do that. Okay. Question 4. In question 4, you're finding the angle at the middle of a kind of sector drawn here, but it tells you that arc length is 21.95. So you want to start with arc length formula. So your arc length formula would start with that, and then just like sector area, it's to do with the angle over 360 times stuff. Once you've got that written down, then substitute in the information you've got. Work backwards to find x. Okay, question 5 is a straight line. You're given 2 points on it, minus 2, 4, and 1, 3. Okay, so you get 2 points in your diagram. You have to get the equation of this line. Now, the equation of the line can be y equals mx plus c, or it can be y minus b equals m bracket x take away a. Alright. Now, how do you determine which one of those versions you need to use? You'd find these notes in your scatter graph area. So if you look to statistics and scatter graphs in your notes, you'll find these equations. M in both equations is your gradient, so your gradient formula, think of that. Get the gradient first if you like. You can only use the top equation, that one, if you know the y-intercept plus c. In the graph, do we know the y-intercept? Do we know for sure where that crosses? The answer is no. So, if that's the case, then we need to use this formula. And with this formula, you can choose this point or this point for your A and your B. My advice is always choose the one with the easier numbers. Okay. Question 6 mentions a cone. You've got the volume of a cone. So in your formula list, remember, volume of a cone, what's that equal to? So you work out what that formula is. It's in your formula list in your notes, and if you can't see it in your notes, it will be on any past paper in the formula list. Sub in the information and you'll be good to go. Just at the end, it mentions rounding to two significant figures. So if, I'm just making this up, but if you got an answer of 3,180 and you had to round that to two significant figures, that's your first significant figure, second significant figure. The 8 rounds the one up, so that would change to 3,200 centimetres cubed, or whatever the units were in the question. Alright. Right, question 7. John is putting savings of £700 into an interest rate. The interest rate is 4% per year per annum. How much would this be worth after 3 years? So question 7, you're thinking of taking your 4%, adding it on. So if you've got 100% to start and you're adding on 4%, where would that take you to? In this question, you want to change your percentage to a decimal. So the other thing to work out, or other thing to bear in mind, is that it's for 3 years. So that 3 might become a power, for example. In question 8, you're told that there's an hourly pay increase by 6% to £9.54. So in that one, if again you start with 100% and you've went up 6%, what does that take you to? But that tells you the percent that this is worth now, which is £9.54. So if you had to work out the percent it was before, you're working out what 100% was. You've done that in the last few homeworks, so hopefully that'll be a process you're aware of. Right, question 9, pretty straightforward, and it says a fraction question. So 2 4/7 times 28 over 45. Alright, so you've got that to start with. So usual story with any fraction calculation, you want to work with top heavies and then times and across. Last question, question 10. In question 10, it's p to the power of 5 times 8p over 6p to the power of 9. Now, when you're timesing numbers and letters together, remember numbers and letters can squish together, but your powers might change. If you're timesing letters together, the powers do something. You want to look at your index laws, or your rules of indices, to tell you what goes on there. I would get the top line tidied up first, keep the bottom line the same, and then simplify your fraction. Simplify your fraction. Again, look out for the numbers and think of when you're dividing letters, what happens to the powers. Okay, best of luck, folks.